Hi, good day, and welcome to the final episode of this Focus On series on alternative assets with myself, Fifi Peters. In the past few weeks, you will recall we have delved into quite a number of topics deep into the crypto assets and trading, covering topics such as safety in mobile trading, the role of regulators, opportunities, and the pitfalls. And in this episode, we are essentially going to tie it all together. Joining me for the final time, for now perhaps, a familiar face to the channel at this stage, Mr. Sihle Tuta, head of a region for PrimeXBT South Africa. And we're tying it all together because it has been quite the journey. And of course, the journey beginning with you as a PrimeXBT having been awarded 2 licenses. Essentially, you came to market and you announced the fact that you've got a crypto license and you've also got to have the CFD license. How has the market responded, or how are things going so far as a result of that?
Thank you again, Fifi, and greetings to all of your viewers at home.
You need to sound a little bit more excited about this final episode, please.
Yes. It's been exciting.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting journey. I mean, since we announced the acquiring of the second license on top of the already existing CFD license, I think the response from the market has been very positive. Because you'll remember that having a license is a requirement by the regulator if you're going to operate in the financial services industry, because you're literally taking deposits from the public. So you need to adhere to some policies and rules. You need to sort of submit to the regulations of the regulator. So it is a confidence builder in the public or anybody who gives you their money to store or to use your platform, knowing that you're regulated. So I think with all the exposure that we've got, with all the media sort of platforms that we've partnered with, including CNBC, I think it's instilled some confidence with traders and investors alike to know that they're dealing with a licensed, a fully regulated entity, especially in a country like ours. Yeah. No,
absolutely, where regulation is absolutely king. Because in the time that we've been speaking, there's been a lot of confidence also that has been building around the particular asset classes that you offer, specifically if I look at the crypto space and how many of the prices have reached record highs, and there's a optimism about the outlook and where things are going right now. Perhaps maybe just offering a comment on the industry dynamics, the macro dynamics, and what kind of traffic perhaps it has also brought onto your platform as a result.
I think it has brought in major traffic, because remember, over and above us being regulated in South Africa, we operate on a global scale. I mean, we take clients from over 150 countries globally. So the traffic that we've seen, I think, in this last year alone has been massive. And you will also recall that markets are influenced by political issues. So for instance, if the American president says something that obviously influences the economy, then the markets are going to move. So we have seen some influx of traders who want to trade crypto, especially in Africa, particularly in South Africa, obviously because of our crypto license. So we've seen a growth in uptake, especially with the younger guys, because you'll know that the younger folk tend to be the early adopters of any technology, and which is the same in our case with crypto. I mean, we've seen a lot of big adoption with the younger guys who are tech savvy, who like to trade on their phones, who like to stay glued on the charts to sort of watch the markets. So there has been some traffic, no doubt. I mean, not just on crypto, but also with currencies like Euro USD and British pound against the rand. There's been an uptake in currencies like that because of the volatility of the rand. I mean, we always say that the rand is not necessarily a weak currency, but it's a volatile one depending on which other pair you trade it against. So the ZAR or the rand is usually traded against the euro. That's where most of our trading volume comes from. So the rand, as much as it's an exotic currency, but it is a tradable currency because of its volatility. And most traders are attracted to the PrimeXBT platform to trade the rand because of those reasons.
And it's been a wild time for currencies, certainly. I mean, if we look at what the dollar is doing and a lot of question marks around the exceptionalism of the dollar in the wake of what is going on within the current administration. If we look at also what the currencies like the rand, as you say, have been doing, it's been quite wild. Again, maybe a comment on how are you seeing the currency ecosystem right now? What you have specifically seen on your platform in light of the moving headlines around the politics, but also a lot of the economic data points. Right now, the market is positioning for the first US rate cut in a very, very long time, and I'm wondering what you are anticipating to see by way of the currency trading that you offer on your platform.
Look, it's obviously going to bring a lot of volatility to the markets, because remember, there is no one with any of the tools they have at their disposal who can predict how the market or where the market is going to go with absolute certainty. It's always going to be speculation. Obviously, all the big finance houses have more tools and resources to try, and it's almost like watching the weather or trying to predict what the weather is gonna do. In some cases, you're right, but in some cases, you're wrong. And in the case where you're wrong, you need to have all the risk parameters in place, because you want to ensure that if you take a position on the market, and if you're wrong, because money is involved, and sometimes clients' money, in the case of where you're a fund manager, what happens if you're wrong? Because if you're wrong, then you tend to lose all the money. The losses need to be in or within comfort levels of the people who have entrusted you with their pension funds. So looking at where we're going, maybe up until the end of Q4, I think, you can never say with absolute certainty, but you obviously employ all of the tools and all the knowledge and all of the resources you have at your disposal, and then you make your decisions accordingly. I mean, I'm really taking that position because if you look at all the big financial institutions, with all the big resources, with all the analysts, and if you look at how they've performed in the last 3-4 quarters, the performance is really not that impressive. So, which means in the markets, anything is possible, right? Which is what we always, say at PrimeXBT, that we are not investment advisors. We provide the platform, and we try to ensure that, the platform we provide is institutional grade quality in terms of execution. So as an investor who manages their own investments, you can be sure that, the prices or the rates that you're getting on our platform is top tier.
I wanted to say, I mean, either way, there's going to be a price. Whether you make money, whether you don't make money, there is going to be a price to operate on platforms such as yours. And I know that throughout the series, we have been speaking about pricing dynamics, and you have spoken about how you have tried to come to market with a more favorable pricing because it's just addressing the market need. But maybe let's just talk about the pricing trends right now. And perhaps as we look 6 months ahead, what you reckon some of the major factors and drivers of pricing dynamics are going to be?
So we have something called Empowering Traders. It's a campaign that we are launching soon called Empowering Traders, which basically seeks to benefit the trader or the investor in terms of what they pay whenever they're trading other forex, whether they're trading stocks or whatever instrument they're trading on our platform. At the core of the campaign is basically to empower the trader, to build the confidence in knowing that whatever instrument they're trading, they are paying the best possible price. I mean, for gold traders, as an example, we are arguably one of the most price efficient platforms in the market right now in terms of spread. So remember, for CFD traders who trade gold or any other instrument, how you pay is you pay with a spread, a commission, or a swap. So in the case of a spread, you will usually see the cost upfront, which means you're likely to see your trade in a negative before much movement because you have to pay the spread. So these spreads or commissions have to be very competitive because the traders or investors then will go elsewhere. It's like with the bank. If you've got a savings account, if you see that your bank is charging you an arm and a leg, you know that you've got other options. So once we've attracted clients, I think that's the first step. The second one is to ensure that we retain them. And one of the ways we do that is by offering sort of competitive pricing. We've got to offer, also competitive, trading conditions, which are very favorable to the trader. You cannot, you trade with a trading platform which gives you issues all of the time. So I think the Empower, the Trader campaign is another tool that we use to ensure that our traders are empowered, not only from a cost-efficient point of view, but also from the experience they have when they're using our platform.
Yeah, you mentioned gold, and that has also been quite an active asset class this year. In fact, for several years now, just in the wake of everything that's going on, again, from the politics to what is happening with interest rates as well, amongst other things. How popular has the gold sort of activity and trade been on your platform?
Very popular.
Yeah.
In fact, gold trading, gold CFD trading
Sure.
is one of the most popular assets that traders like because of the price movements and because of the volatility. And I think it lends itself to gold in general. I mean, people who invest in gold, the actual gold, like it because it's a store of value. But in our case, you obviously don't get to own the underlying asset because you're trading CFDs. So the price movements, the volatility, obviously create price movements that CFD traders really like. So the uptake has been really amazing across the board. I mean, if you look at all the assets that we have on our platform, it is a lot. But for one sort of currency pair to have that much interest, it's quite amazing.
Maybe let's just also profile some of the demographics of the traders coming through by way of inclusivity. What are you seeing with women participation on your platform?
Look, women participation is there, but I think obviously it's not as much as the male counterparts. But if you look at all the other countries in West Africa, in North Africa, I think they are ahead of us, South Africa, by a long shot. But I think there's more and more awareness now. I think more and more women are stepping in. We do have quite a few popular, traders and investors in South Africa who make it their business to empower other women. So they would go out of their way to ensure that they try and recruit other female investors and other female traders for obvious reasons. So I think it's obviously going to take time before we have equal representation. But I think generally most industries would tend to attract the male counterpart more because there's money involved, and previously maybe women would prefer to stay at home and raise the kids or whatever the case, but things have changed now. Because of how trading is designed. So trading, if you are a trader or an investor, you don't necessarily have to have an office and buy stock. It is something that you can do for the comfort of your own home. So you notice that most of the women who are interested in trading as a business are the ones who prefer to work from home. So if you've got a young family, if you've got young kids, and I think and you want to be a trader, then it could work very well for you because you can do it from home. I mean, if you're a trader, you can literally trade from anywhere in the world, as long as obviously you have got the skill, you've got a laptop and an uninterrupted internet connection. Then you can basically trade from anywhere.
And the know-how.
And the know-how, yes, yes. And I think from that reason, over the next coming years, it's going to attract more and more female traders.
Sihle, it has been absolutely wonderful to speak with you throughout the series. We have come to the end of series 1, but certainly bringing you more as and when it does unfold. Sihle Tuta, the head of region for PrimeXBT South Africa, walking this journey with us in all things, financial assets. Until next time, it is goodbye.